This podcast is brought to you by 2 More Reps Coffee Beans. Get your 2 more reps with this natural pre-workout. Buy your bag at 2morereps.com.au. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Paul's Body Engineering Podcast. Today, I'm running solo. Haven't done a podcast for a couple of weeks. There's been a lot going on, behind the scenes. Trip to India, end of the bodybuilding season, a few other bits and pieces business-wise. So, like I've said to you in the past, I don't want to do a podcast just for the sake of doing one to try and keep up with a week-to-week release. I want to make sure that what I provide is valuable, there's good content, information. It's a quality release for whoever wants to listen to it, not just doing one for the sake of doing one. But this week, I thought I'd tap back into some of my the tools that I use with my clients, my lifestyle clients in particular. And something that's come up, well, I've been using it a long time, in fact, but something that I've been pushing to my clients more recently is a tool that I actually picked up from Brian Tracy. Now, for anyone who doesn't know who Brian Tracy is, which would be quite limited because he's incredibly well known throughout the business coaching and life coaching world. He's just a tremendous individual, amazing outlook on life. Like, obviously a senior gentleman. He's been around the traps a long time, but knows his shit when it comes to coaching people and getting the best out of people. And I'm not one to be a student of people like that. I don't tend to listen to a lot of podcasts around those sort of things in terms of learnings, but I did grab a free ebook from him once, and he often sent out emails that you'd subscribe to, and part of it was sign up to this newsletter and I'll give you my free ebook. So I did that, got the free ebook, read through it. This was when I was first starting out in business, and there was one thing that I took away from it that I have used ever since, and this was when I first started, so back in 2014, and it was around non-negotiables. And this tool I still use to this day. I reference it with my clients all the time because it is, as the title of this podcast suggests, the non-negotiable paradox. It's incredibly versatile. It's incredibly customizable. It allows you to manipulate this tool to your own benefit and advantage. And I reference it all the time, and it doesn't have to be around health and fitness. It can be around absolutely anything. But I'll obviously use health and fitness as a prime example in this podcast to ensure that people understand how it can be utilized in their daily lives for their own health and fitness goals. So what is a non-negotiable first and foremost? Well, it's something you set up yourself, right? It's based on your own ability to remain accountable, to be honest, to be transparent, to be genuine with yourself, and it's something that you need to achieve. So effectively it is a goal, right? But we use non-negotiable because of that fact. There is no negotiating. You cannot make an excuse. You cannot push it to the side. You cannot go, I'll do it later. It has to be done in that time frame that you've set. Now, I often reference a weekly non-negotiable or several weekly non-negotiables, right? So within the next 7 days, and generally this is set up on a Sunday, these are my non-negotiables that I have to achieve. Now, the key attribute here is that they need to be achievable, for one. They need to be manageable. They can't be ridiculously unrealistic. You're not going to say, I need to lose 5 kilos in the next week. And, okay, great. How are you going to do that? It needs to be able to be measurable. It needs to have emotion attached to it. So there are some specifics, some parameters around how it is to be set up because it needs to be achievable. It has to be something that you can tick off. So when you set them up, you go, okay, I can achieve this. Whereas more often than not, when we go about our daily lives, we just generally let life direct us. We let life sort of take us on the path that it takes us, and we sort of go with the flow in terms of where our direction heads. Whereas if before the week starts, if we have these non-negotiables established, written down, set up, and you've made a promise to yourself that you're going to achieve them, and you're that type of person where you obviously hold that integrity deep, well, then you're more than likely going to get them. And if you knock off, say, 5 within the next week, well, guess what? You can then reestablish another 5. And all of a sudden, you're getting through all these tasks. You're getting through all these chores or jobs or projects or goals that you may not have actually achieved prior. And that's enabling you to progress in life. It's enabling you to progress on your health and fitness journey. And this, as I said at the start, this can be applied to anything: your finances, your parenting skills, your education, your work, or in our instance, your health and fitness. So what's a good example? So I often reference this with a lot of people, because my check-ins are so comprehensive, and we talk about things like your water intake, your stress management, your training, your nutrition, your sleep hygiene. We go through a lot of stuff. So what's a non-negotiable that can be set up for an individual, as an example, into the next week? And I always, my biggest, tool to take away from this is that I always have 5 non-negotiables. I have a number. I don't want to have too many because I don't want to try and overcommit and underachieve. I want to make sure that there is enough there to achieve. They're reasonable. They're within a given time frame. They are achievable, but I don't want to have too many where I'm overwhelmed and I just can't get it done. Because as I just mentioned before, life can become busy all of a sudden. There's plenty of stuff that can be unforeseen, that you didn't plan, that can pop up and really derail a week or 2 weeks or a month. So it needs to be limited to probably 5 for a week, but if you set it out for a month, and you can do this over a day, a week, a month, the time frame is completely up to you. But so I always look at 5 non-negotiables every single week, right? And within those 5, they could be, a couple of different series of tasks. It just depends. Now, when I first set out in business, I'm going off track here a little bit. When I first set out in business for my personal training business, one of my non-negotiables every single week without fail was to reach out to 5 leads. And those leads could come from anyone that's commented on a social media post, anyone that's responded to a newsletter mail out, anyone that has come up to me in the gym, anyone that's trained with me before. It could be a new lead through the gym itself, through their membership database, whatever the case may be. But I had to reach out to 5 leads, and it was a really good tool because every single week I generated contact with 5 leads. Now that didn't mean they turned into sales. That didn't mean they turned into clients. But I might get communication back from, say, 2. And then the following week I get communication back from 2. And then maybe one of those 2 would turn into a client. They'd come back in. And because I did it every single week, there was a flow-on effect. So you can see how beneficial it can actually be, and you're creating that momentum. Now with health and fitness, and I'll go back to my original point and my client check-ins, setting up non-negotiables is a fantastic tool. It really is. So as an example, a lot of people, particularly through the winter months at the moment, are struggling to drink enough water, right? Because you're not hot, you don't sweat as much. So the desire, the need to reach for water isn't there. So if you have a non-negotiable set up for each day of the week where you say, right, I'm going to hit 3 litres of water. Straight away, you're making a commitment to yourself to do that. You're holding yourself accountable. So then you're going to strategize about, okay, how am I going to make that? What am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to start with 250 mils in the morning straight away. As soon as I wake up, I'm going to go to the kitchen, get a glass, 250 mils. Then I'm going to take a 1.25 litre water bottle with me to the gym, and I'm going to make sure I finish that throughout my training session or in the car on the way there, on the way home. Straight away, 1.25 plus 2.25, that's 1.5. You're already 50% there, and the day's not even halfway through. So you can see, you can create this commitment because you've made a commitment to yourself. And that's the beauty about these non-negotiables. They have to be non-negotiable. They have to be completed. So you're going to obviously set up a goal, whatever that non-negotiable is, that is achievable. And look, some of them may be outside the realms of possibility. Like maybe, you're pushing that extra 5% than you thought you could achieve. But you know what? You're still going to strive. You're still going to, because you're being accountable, because you're holding yourself to your ethics, to your morals, and you're being honest, you're going to go, okay, I'm going to give it my damn best shot. And if I don't get it, I can carry it over to the next week because I've gotten damn close and I should be able to achieve it the following week. And this is the beauty about it for health and fitness. Another one would be, this coming week, so it's Sunday night, you're sitting down, you're writing these out, you've been accountable, discuss them with your partner, that's always a great idea. I'm going to go to the gym 4 times. Okay, as I said earlier in the piece, that's all well and good, but they need to be measurable. You can't just say, I'm going to improve my water, I'm going to improve my nutrition. I'm going to go to the gym more. What does that actually mean? Okay, what does that actually mean? No. I'm going to go to the gym 4 times. Okay, again, let's break it down even further than that. Right, I'm going to go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, fantastic. We've identified the day. What about the time? You can see how by committing to the specifics, it gives you much more obligation to complete these tasks and get these non-negotiables done. So if you say, right, Monday morning, I'm going to be at the gym at 7 a.m. Tuesday, I'm going to be at the gym at 7 a.m. Thursday, I've got to get to work early, so I'm going to go to the gym at 4 p.m. And then Friday, I don't want to train in the afternoon, so I'm going to go to the gym at 7 a.m. Straight away, there's your commitment. So you backtrack it and you go, okay, Monday means Sunday, I'm going to prepare my food, I'm going to have my pre-workout ready, I'm going to have my gym gear all ready to go. I wake up, I get in the car, I go. And you're off on the right foot. You've created momentum before you've even started. So your week is now off to a fantastic start. And then because you feel so good about it on Monday, that's going to carry you into Tuesday. Tuesday, you're going to feel even better because you've gone again. Wednesday is obviously a rest day, but you're feeling so motivated, you might go for a walk. And then Thursday into Friday, and next thing you know, you've hit the weekend again, but you've had a cracking week. And upon reflection, you've gone, I ticked all my boxes. I achieved all my non-negotiables. And how satisfying is it when you tick off a list, a task list? No matter what it is, household chores, getting finances sorted, planning a trip or a holiday, kids' schools, whatever the case may be. Most people operate in some sort of list format. How satisfying is it when you either cross it or tick it off and then complete the entire list? To me, it's really cool. I love it. I feel vindicated. I feel justified. I feel satisfied. I feel like I've accomplished something. So the non-negotiables allow you to do that, and it's so damn simple. Why we don't operate like this more often, I don't know, but it is a tool that can be utilized heavily in health and fitness. All the people that complain, I don't have time. I can't get this because I don't have time. Bullshit. You do have time, you just haven't found time, and your health and fitness is not a priority at this point in time. That's why you're not creating the time, or you're not finding the time. So, set up some non-negotiables. Be committed to yourself, because no one else is going to, if you can't, no one else is going to commit to these health and fitness goals, because no one else can do them for you. They're not going to magically get done on their own. You have to do them. You have to turn up and train. You have to turn up and train bloody hard, often, to not only change your physique, but improve your health and fitness, improve your life, improve your metabolism, drop your weight, improve your physique, whatever the case may be. So it needs to be emotional. It needs to have a bearing on your emotions so that you are motivated to do it. And that's the beauty about this tool. It's so simple, but when you break it down, you actually understand the meaning behind it and the definition and the momentum that you can create. Well, you generally stick to your guns and you complete them. And that's why it's important to only have maybe 5 at a time. Don't overcommit. You'll get overwhelmed, or then you'll get to the end of the week and you'll be disappointed because you only got 3 done out of 10. So it's really important that you find a number that you can achieve. And each and every week you tick them off. And look, there may be some weeks where you look ahead and you go, you know what, I'm pretty organised. I'm pretty on top of things. I've only got 2 non-negotiables that I need to meet this week. That's great. That's fantastic, because all the others have been ticked off. All the nagging little tasks or chores that you continually push out, and they don't get done, have been done because you've committed to them. So now your week opens up for more opportunity because you don't have to commit to so much stuff. So all of a sudden, you've got more time on your hands. So the excuse of I don't have time has now been debunked. And you can go to the gym 5 times rather than 4. Or you can spend more time with your family. Or you can go for a walk along the beach every morning. Or you can go and take in a group fitness class or a yoga class or a Pilates class or whatever the case may be. All of a sudden, you've created more time because you've been diligent and organised and committed to your non-negotiables. So I urge everyone who listens to this podcast to try it out. Sit down Sunday night. Write out 5 non-negotiables for the week. And again, they don't have to be health and fitness, although that's what I'm talking about here. They can be finance related, bill related, house saving related, child related, whatever. But they need to have context. They need to have measurables. They need to be emotional. They need to attach emotion to you so that you will get them done. And then you need to strategize as to how you're going to do them. If they have a time frame on them, if there's something that you physically have to do, when are you going to do it? What time are you going to do it? Talk about the specifics, break it down, create that list, and then by the week's end, tick it off and feel vindicated and satisfied that you have done so. I love this tool. Brian Tracy came up with this years and years and years ago, and I have used it ever since, in business in particular, and I'm now referencing it with clients, and it does amazing things. It is so simple, so logical, but so effective. So I urge you to give it a go, and if you do give it a go, send me a message and let me know that you've given it a go. Talk to me, tell me that, Paul, I tried out the non-negotiables, I loved it, and I've carried it through, and I've been doing it now for 3 weeks, and I've never got so much stuff done in my life. I would love to hear that from you. So let me know how that goes. But in the meantime, I think I've got my message across in this regard. It's a great opportunity I have here to obviously deliver great value. I've been doing this close to 10 years now, and a podcast gives me a forum to just share little bits and pieces that I pick up along the way. I learn from my clients. I learn from life. I draw on a lot of life experience, and I guess that's one of the advantages I have being 45 years of age. I've got a lot of life experience behind me, a lot of turmoil, a lot of adversity, but also a lot of highs, and it gives me that opportunity to share to others who may not have experienced it, but are going through something similar or want to see how they can achieve greater things. And this non-negotiables tool is a perfect example of that. So please let me know. If you've implemented the non-negotiables tool, the non-negotiables paradox, please let me know, because I'd love to hear some success stories about it. So for now, that's it from me. So thank you once again for listening. I do appreciate it. If you have enjoyed this podcast, please share it on your stories. Tag myself at Paul's Body Engineering. Now, if anyone's unfamiliar with my new training app, please look up Paul's Strength Book in the App Store. It is brand new. I'm very excited by this. I finally have an app of my own, and I'm so pumped and so proud of it. It is incredibly impressive. It has so many tools and measurables available to the individual for less than $2 a day. There's recipes, there's macro calculator. You can track your nutrition, your training, your weight, your photos, your measurements. It is incredible, and I'm very proud of it. So I'd love for people to jump on, have a look, and let me know what you think. There's no commitment to it. You jump in, use it for as long as you want, and then you jump out, or you use it for ongoing. Totally up to you. So please have a look at that, and if you do use it and start training with it, please tag myself in some of your stories as well. Other than that, please jump on paulsbodyengineering.com if you're interested in any of my coaching services. Otherwise, as I say to every client, every single day, have a great day.